Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for coming in, hanging out with us. Us little mice running around in the dark looking for cheese. Where's the cheese? You don't just eat cheese. I don't know what the mice in Mouse Guard eat, but certainly cheese is part of it. So, let's see what happens with that. Thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here tonight and to bring you this Mouse Guard tale. I've been super in love with the world of Mouse Guard for a long time, and I've been wanting to play the game for a long time. And so here we are tonight, again, with some absolutely, truly wonderful human beings joining me here to play this little game and to bring it to you here tonight. I would like to introduce them right now, because without them, there are no mice. There are no mice. It's just the way it is. Beth, how you doing, Beth? Tell us a little bit about yourself and about your little house.
Yeah, I'm Beth. Very glad to be here. Tonight, I am going to be playing Nolan, who is a patrol guard mouse. And he's incredibly cute, which I guess you could say about probably all of our characters. So we'll see what kind of shenanigans we get up to.
There'll be cute shenanigans.
Always.
Always the cute shenanigans. Thank you so much. Speaking of cute shenanigans, Kay, what's up, Kay?
Hi, I'm very excited to be here. And that's it. I do art stuff also, but I am playing a little guy, one of the many little guys tonight. His name is Bartholomew or Bart.
Oh, damn it! I have Balthazar on your thing. I'm going to change it at some point.
Oh, I think it was Bartholomew in the last one. So.
So I changed it in one, but not in both. I'll change it later. I'll fix it.
He's good.
I'll fix it.
But yeah, he is the kind of eldest of the mice that we're playing tonight. He is the first. It'll make sense in a bit. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kay. Looking forward to playing with you again. Super happy to have you here. Thanks for being here. And I'm sorry about the name. I'll fix that as soon as I have a chance. Next up, we have someone who I'm playing with for the first time. Super excited to do so. Q, tell us about yourself, Q. How's it going?
I'm good. Hi, I'm Q. I am, just a little creature on the internet. I'm playing a very specific one tonight. His name is Tiberius, and he's just a big little guy, the biggest of the little guys, and I'm very excited for this. Also, Kay, is that a Bob and Monet shirt?
Yeah, I saw them when they came to Ottawa, and they were recently in the Dimension 20, which was really, really sick. Yeah. So I
Dimension Drag Queens is so good. Yeah. Good. I love. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not distracted anymore. Please continue.
It's all right. It happens in the best families. We're all good. Thanks so much. Did you speak of Tiberius?
I did. Well, I want to give a little bit more later. But he's the big guy of the little guys, and he's got a shield, and he knows how to use it.
Probably come in handy. Thank you so much, Q, for being here. Super appreciate you being here. Looking forward to playing with you. Somebody else who is new here and who I'm absolutely looking forward to playing with also is Raph. Hey, Raph, what's up?
Hello, I'm Raph. I'm super, super excited to be here. I'm super excited to play Mouse Guard. And today I'll be playing the little baby of the group, Jojo. Jojo's a little Tenderpaw, fresh little guard, doesn't even have a freaking cloak yet, but is ready to learn and scurry around and do what they gotta do. You know what I mean?
Awesome. And perhaps, maybe, we'll see. Will you earn a cloak? Will you not earn a cloak? We don't know. That's the big... That's right. Is a mouse considered naked without a cloak? Who knows? David Peterson knows, but he's not telling.
They become a flasher if they have the cloak.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That's true.
Right, this game has already gone off the rails. Thank you so much, gang. I'm super happy to have you all. We will begin here in just one moment. Of course, on the Bleakseason, you can find me right here and on Guild Superior doing a bunch of stuff. I would like to give a few shout outs. First of all, the music you're listening to is by tabletopaudio.com. They have tons of amazing sounds for your games, free for anyone to use on their website. If you throw a couple bucks at their Patreon, you can get various versions of those songs. So we'll be playing music from their selection throughout the entire stream. Always use their stuff. They got tons of great stuff. So go ahead and check them out. We are playing tonight Mouse Guard, which is a game that is created by Luke Crane. David Peterson. David Peterson is the creator of Mouse Guard, the graphic novels. If you have not checked them out, do yourself a favor. Give them a look. The art is absolutely fantastic. The stories are very cool, a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to diving into this. You can, if you want, tonight help out our friends here with some bits. If you want to get involved in the game, you want to help out our friends, 400 bits, you can give a character of your choice a persona point, which allows them to add dice to their rolls. So if you feel like throwing in and helping them out, you can do that. Finally, I would like to give a shout out to my friend, Game Mr. Ty, and his company, Slang Game. No, Slang. What? Just because I want to say it now. It's not Slang Game.
Adventure slang?
Adventure slang. I knew there was a slang in there. I'm like, why am I blanking on that now? Adventure Slang Productions. Their game New Varden is up for trying to get some funds to get published and get made. So you can check them out on GameFound.com. The link is in the little chat box there on the side. Game Mr. Ty and his daughter Erin and Tim also, who works for them, are all excellent people, and it's always good to support independent game makers, because that's where a lot of the good stuff comes from. So please consider giving them a follow and perhaps helping them out if you can. With all that out of the way, let's just dive into this thing, shall we? Shall we? Shall we? Alrighty then. We shall. We shall. Let's show the people. Oops, wrong. There we go. Show people how cute your mice are. Yeah, I know I revealed them ad there a bit too early, but that's fine. All right. Let us dive into this little thing. It is the fall of 1153. It's a big world out there. It's big and beautiful and full of danger, especially for mice. Well, that's why the Mouse Guard exists. Your role is to clear trade routes, help the citizens in need, maintain the scent barrier that keeps the larger predators away from your lands, and, when needed, to fight. It would be easy for a mouse to feel fear when looking up at the looming trees, each leaf big enough to cover you entirely, to fear the current of gullies and brooks, to fear the birds that swoop down without warning and with unerring aim. But you're not afraid. Leastways, not easily so, because you are Mouse Guard, and you have been trained. Your mentor, Minerva, was a tough old mouse. A bit of a legend among the Guard, Minerva earned the respect of other mice early in her distinguished career, and while she was generally acknowledged to be demanding and tough on recruits, she was also known for compassion and patience. At least for some of you. Others, perhaps, knew a different Minerva. One cold, if not cruel, at least willing to inflict pain and hardship, though always with an eye to teaching you how to survive. Because it's a big world out there. It's big and beautiful and full of danger. And only the best trained mice have what it takes to not only survive, but thrive and help others. But now Minerva, so imposing and even monolithic in your mind, so indelible, is ill and dying. It was with shaking hand that her most recent apprentice, Jojo, wrote to all of you on her orders to ask you to travel to Lockhaven, the famed fortress of the Mouse Guard, as old and stern as Minerva herself. The home of the Mouse Guard, Lockhaven, is carved deep into stone. Only the ivy-covered face of Lockhaven is visible from the outside. Lockhaven serves as a base of operations for the Guard and is not an open city. While there are mouse citizens that live there, they are invited guests of the Guard. The Guard extends an invitation to skilled and trustworthy mice and their families. In the past, Lockhaven has acted as a sanctuary. It's one of the most fortified and central locations in the territories. While home to about 70 guard mice, these protectors are rarely found in the city itself. They are busy with missions and patrols throughout most of the year. But now we find ourselves in a room, atop one of the inner courtyard towers, the room of the famed Guard Captain Minerva. Until recently, a well-known and powerful figure among the Mouse Guards, known for being strict yet compassionate, Minerva has trained some of the best the Mouse Guard has to offer. Now, having recently taken ill, she lies weak and frailer by the day in her bed. At her side is her youngest and newest apprentice, a young mouse named Jojo, who has yet to receive their cloak. Jojo, tell us a little bit about yourself, if you would.
Sure. So Jojo is a little baby mouse. Has this off-white kind of cream-colored fur, and a very, very determined face at all times. As they're kind of looking down on Minerva, they're trying very hard not to break that determined face and trying to stay strong, just like she taught them to be, and it's just holding her hand by her side. Has a little like satchel attached to their belt as well. No cloak.
No cloak yet. Dear, would you mind closing the window? I appreciated the song of the birds this morning, but I'm feeling this draft is perhaps a little much for me right now.
I'm already on it. Yes, of course. Goes and closes the blinds. Bird songs, it's overrated anyway. It's what you need is rest, right? So let's get that.
I do find that now that I am confined to this bed and, well, seeing the shadow approaching, I find that the little things that used to annoy me so much now take on certain beauty I'd never noticed before, much like the songs of these birds, which used to annoy me no end back in the day, but well, they can be soothing now, I find. But enough about the birds. Please, come and sit with me again. Would you mind turning the page? Next to her bed, she has this little lectern with a book that she's been reading in and scribbling in. You're not too sure exactly what it is, but now she's even too frail to really turn the page herself. And she's like, would you mind turning the page and fetching some fresh ink, please?
Of course. And I think as Jojo kind of turns the page, there's a part of them that deeply just wants to peek and see what's in this big book of mysteries, but I think there's like a wandering eye, but reserved and allows that to be Minerva's moment. So and then they kind of scuttle off and grab some ink. I brought you some water as well. You really need to stay hydrated.
Thank you, Jojo. You're very kind. Tell me, do you think they'll come?
Of course. They have to come.
You did write to them, as I asked.
Yes, I wrote to everyone, and I know that they'll show.
Even
They
Bartholomew.
wouldn't dare not to.
Even Bartholomew.
I think no matter how they feel about you, you've changed all of us. You've made us so much stronger and so much better and so much. You've taken the potential and made us into what that could be. And I don't think anyone could turn away from that. I don't think anyone could deny that or deny that of you. So yes, I trust Bartholomew will come.
Some of your brethren, disciples of mine, have perhaps known a slightly different side of me in time. I wasn't always as, well, let's just say that I wasn't always as even-handed, perhaps, as I have been with you.
I'm sure you did your best.
I tried. I tried to teach you to survive, but promise me one thing. If
Anything.
I do not make it through this, promise me that you will talk to all of them, and especially Bartholomew, and ask them to finish training you. For all the fact that Bartholomew may, well, feel some ill will towards me now, I do believe that he was the best and brightest, and well, he did accomplish much. He's a guard captain now, and he will be more than adequate to help you finish your training.
I won't have to ask because I know that you're going to make it through this. But of course, I will keep your promise.
Your boundless enthusiasm, Jojo. It does warm the heart. I wonder, would you do me a favor and run down to the courtyard and see if they are coming, and if they do arrive, please ask them to come up here right away. Oh, before you go, if you could give me an additional blanket, I would appreciate it.
Right on it. I did the warmest and nicest blanket we got. Let me see. Just kind of tucks her in.
Thank you. You're incredibly kind. And she takes your hand and she pats it with her little paw. You can tell just by the grip and the shaking it how weakened she's become, and it's kind of hard to see. But she's like, I knew I wasn't making a mistake when I chose you. I'm very proud of how far you've come and what you've accomplished, and I know you'll accomplish so much more. So please, always hold that in your heart. Know that you're special, Jojo, and I am very, very proud of you. Now, go. And she turns away and kind of wipes a little tear, and she's like, go and wait for them, please, downstairs, and,
yes,
and bring them up if they should arrive.
Right on it. And he does. He kind of, or they do. They run out, and also a little stab of the eye, and then
you run down the tower and find yourself in a courtyard. It is fall, and the floor is littered with the remnants of multicolored leaves, and you can feel a bit of chill air blowing through. People are running about through and through, setting up the last few days of markets of the year. As you come down and find there are everywhere, there are these lit braziers that provide warmth, and you find one near the entrance to the tower with a good view of the main gates, and sit by and sort of warm your hands. And as you're sitting there doing that, there's a young woman's voice that comes up from behind you, and can we really say women and men when they're? I don't know. We're just gonna go with it. Excuse me. You're Minerva's disciple, are you not? Apprentice.
Yes, I am. How
Oh,
can I help you, ma'am?
you turn around. There's a young woman there, and she's got like a whole bunch of flowers that she's taken to the market or something. And she's like, "Well, we started hearing that perhaps she had taken ill. Is that true? No one seems to know whether or not it's true, but people are talking about it. Is she okay?"
She is doing well. Just a little, fall cold. We all, even me. She'll be fine.
Okay.
She'll be fine.
All right. Well, I'm glad to hear it. Would you here perhaps this can help brighten up her rooms, and she'll pull a flower and she'll hand it to you. Would you mind bringing it to her?
Of course, I'm sure she'll love it. And I'm sure she'll come down and thank you properly when she feels a little bit better.
That would be very kind of her. My name's Edith. I'm always in the market. She can find me very easily.
Jojo.
Jojo, pleasure to meet you.
Me as well.
Well, tell her that I'll wish her a quick. We need an English teacher here. I'm losing my words. We wish we wish her to get back on her feet quickly. Quick recovery is the word I was looking for. Quick recovery.
I'm sure she will. And thank you for the flower.
As she moves, you see, revealed by her departure, the doors of the fortress have been open and people are coming in, and you spy very clearly among them the three other disciples or followers, trainees, um, former trainees of Minerva, approaching, all three of them together, having hooked up at some point somewhere along the road. At their head, as always, is Bartholomew. Bartholomew, would you tell us a little bit what Jojo sees as you stride through the market square towards them?
So Jojo sees Bart. Bart is a light brown mouse with a dark green cloak. They have a walking stick slash spear that they kind of move around with. They have a map at their hip. He's his look is a bit severe and he is obviously scanning the crowd, constantly looking. Like you can tell that he spotted you from like way over there. But yeah, he just kind of a stern, solemn kind of demeanor while also high anxiety energy with the hypervigilance. Yeah.
And following closely behind Bartholomew is a very striking mouse, one that is much larger and taller than most of the other mice that you've met in your lifetime, and who carries this big old shield that at some point was perhaps resplendent and beautiful, but is now dented and damaged, and the paint on it scratched from countless encounters out in the wilds patrolling the lands. Tiberius, what does Jojo see as you approach?
Uh, Tiberius stands like a head and a half above the rest of the other mice. He's got auburn fur, and he looks about as weather worn as his shield. Lots of scars. He's got a mark on his ear. He's definitely seen a few battles, but he has a smile on his face. The shield is strapped to his back, and he's carrying a basket that seems to have a number of different goodies in it. You can see like a loaf of bread poking out of one of the sides. And he's just also saw you, especially when you start waving. There's an immediate, like, pleasant wave back. Uh, yeah, so he's just very cheerfully greeting you as they approach.
And rounding out the trio, coming up slightly behind them, is another mouse who seems perhaps a bit more unassuming and is perhaps unwillingly hiding in the shadow of their compatriots a bit more. But tell us, Beth, a little bit about Nolan.
Yeah, so Nolan is a cream colored mouse with tan sort of patches throughout. His hair is kind of like it's sort of tufty up top. It looks a little messy. He has this really lovely sort of orange cloak that is it's kind of more of like a cinnamon color. And sort of standing there, he is sort of like worrying the end of it, and leaning a bit on a halberd. You can tell that while his posture is impeccable and he's trying to keep a fairly neutral face, you do see some worry between his eyes here and there, before he sort of tries to reset his face again.
As the three of you make your way across.
For a moment, if
Yes.
you don't mind, I forgot my cloak. It's turquoise. He's wearing a turquoise cloak. Sorry, carry on.
We'll have a moment later where we discuss what the different colors of the cloaks mean. As the three of you advance through the courtyard, seeing Jojo excitedly wave at you, the city has not changed over much. There's still a blacksmith clanging away at iron, a hot furnace ablaze, patrol mouse moving through and through on various errands, guards standing on the walls, worker mice busy repitching the roof of the library after the spring brought a major leak. There, those mice in the trade business are busy at their stalls, selling what they can before winter forces everyone home to live by their stores. And everywhere, the colorful, falling leaves of autumn whisper of cold and snow. Winter, lurking just beyond the northern horizon. To some, a time of peace and warmth, staying by blazing hearths, smoking a pipe and warming their toes. To others, a time of hardship, for the mouse guard never sleeps. And for others, a time of quiet contemplation, laden with sorrow for life gone dormant. Three of you approach Jojo, standing at the base of the tower, at the top of which you know is Minerva's home or apartments.
You're Jojo, right?
Yes, and it is. I'm so happy you were all able to make it, with eyes like very much glancing at Bartholomew, and like nodding, trying to stand as tall as possible and at attention. Minerva said she wanted everyone up as quickly as possible, and I'm glad you're all here. I'm glad you all got the letter.
How bad is it?
We should go up. You'll see.
All right.
You're at ease, Jojo. Don't stand straight on my account. There is a slight smirk, and then it just immediately goes back to the behind. Let's go up.
Yes. Do prepare yourselves. Okay.
You walk inside the tower, immediately shutting out the cold, biting wind of the outside. The interior of the tower, of course, is dark and gloomy and humid and not much warmer than it was outside. The stone steps leading up to the rooms, all of you know them very well over the course of the past several decades. All of you have had much occasion to climb up and down these steps, oftentimes several times a day, and oftentimes for pointless or what you thought were pointless errands that Minerva would send you on. Perhaps some of these errands now make sense in light of some of the things that you've experienced out in the wild, and some of them doubtless remain still somewhat pointless in your minds. The stones beneath your paws feel very familiar. I would like you, as you go up, each of you, and we'll start with the youngest one. We'll start with Jojo. What are your feelings as you are climbing these stairs and going up again towards this room? How is Jojo feeling at this particular moment?
I think there's a bit of Jojo that is relieved in seeing everyone, especially Bartholomew, be here. It gives them a sense of comfort knowing that, if everyone's here, maybe Minerva will you find that energy, like see that everyone's here to comfort her and give her all their strength, just as she's given them strength. And just a little bit of that naive hope that everything's going to be okay, and actually maybe we can all train together, and like starts a little bit of that mind wandering. I think too, fear for sure, because now that everyone is here, it also adds a little bit of intensity as far as what could happen. If she did want everyone here, there must be a reason for it. So yeah, there's like a little, their brain wants to go in the happy direction, but realistically, a little bit nervous. Trying to stay above it though.
And the next youngest mouse in the group, Tiberius. How is Tiberius feeling as you are once again climbing these stone stairwell up to Minerva's apartments?
He's certainly concerned. You should just go upstairs does have him a little worried about the state of her. But he is happy to see people together. And just based on how Jojo looks, it seems like Minerva broke whatever sort of rut she'd been in when I was training. She's not doing the same to Jojo that she did to me, and that's good. Like, because she's a great mentor, so having someone else experience that is nice. Yeah, and of course, it's always good to see Bart and Nolan. They're such fantastic warriors. Definitely looked up to both of them. Even trained with Bart for a little bit. So yeah, no, it's that mixture, just like JoJo has that bittersweet of a lot of things going on right now.
Indeed. And the next mouse in line, Nolan. How is Nolan doing?
So Nolan is also sort of riding that line of a lot of different emotions conflicting. He knows that this was always going to be something that happened. He was always going to lose her, and that's just how it is, and so that's okay. But he feels especially anxious about what this means, because Minerva has been the person who has shown faith in him and confidence in him, and he doesn't really know if he'll be able to maintain that without her. But he he's like walking up these steps, and the anxiety is just a knot in his gut as he tries to sort of push down as much of his feelings as he can so that he can get up there and just, do what needs to be done. And he's really afraid to open that door and walk in there.
And closing off the march, the eldest, the first of Minerva's trainees, Bartholomew. Bartholomew, it's probably for you been the longest since you've trod up these stone steps here, and certainly it must be weighing on you. How are you feeling?
It's certainly it's heavy. Like going up the steps, he went up them many times as any of the other ones with all sorts of heavy items, or moving things in or out, or but nothing feels as heavy as it does today. Like he likes to believe that, like, oh, I said goodbye years ago when I kind of finally left her and became part of the Mouse Guard. She was dead to me then, and I've said my goodbyes, but that was never true. Why would he be here otherwise? So that is a conflict in his mind. So he's trying to puzzle that out, has been since he received the letter. And like having this perpetual image of Minerva, someone who was scary to him, someone who did not treat him the best, and to know that he knows that he's going to go into that room and see a weak old mouse, and how is he going to reconcile that fear with this harmless little old mouse? So he's just he's very much in his head, and it might be radiating off him, but
Yeah.
That's where he's at. You arrive, all four of you, at the top of the stairs and step on the landing, and the only thing separating you now from Minerva is big, wide wooden doors. There's a torch that is flickering very wanly next to the door. You can feel a little bit of a draft coming through under the door. What do you do?
Jojo's definitely gonna give a little knock to let Minerva prepare herself as well.
Well, I guess that's good because Tiberius is just walking in.
Just a mask.
As you go to knock,
like,
your
you're
hand.
like
Oh.
you get the first two is a knock knock, and then oh right, yeah, matters. Thank you. And he just walks in.
A lot of you find yourselves in Minerva's small, cramped, Spartan quarters, which have not changed much in the years since you were here. It's still the same old writing desk where you copied over and over the old histories, the old military histories, and the histories of the Guard. Still the same old bookshelf that is sagging in the middle from too many books kind of piled haphazardly on it. Still that threadbare old chair, and the old armoire, which had 2 or 3 different cloaks that Minerva had worn throughout her career. But this time, what is different is Minerva herself, who is lying in bed, and as you see her lying in bed, you are struck with the thought that, aside from Jojo, none of you had ever seen her in her bed. You'd always come in here, no matter what time of day or night the bed was made, tightly packed. You could have bounced not a quarter because you don't have quarters, but you could have bounced a coin right off of it. And no matter when, and everything was always kind of just so. But now everything has a slightly more threadbare quality. There's a little bit of age and everything. There's a brazier that's been brought in and that is burning to provide a bit more heat, and there are still some torches and whatnot. There are still the same old blue curtains that you remember. But lying in bed is Minerva. You see that she has now little round glasses on the tip of her nose, which most of you don't remember her ever having. And uh, as Tiberius kind of barges in and the rest of you follow suit, you find her reading from a book that's on the lectern next to her bed, and you all kind of pile into the room, and she turns her eyes and looks over and goes, "Why the long faces? Did someone die?"
You aren't the worst. You should know that.
I've been told so. Yes, I've been told so. Please, please, come close. I'm told I'm not contagious in any way, shape, or form. Please approach. It's so good to see you all again. My Tiberius, you've grown still. How is that even remotely possible?
I eat well.
Well, that's good. That's good.
So he's gonna move up, and I want to check her. And just he's going to say it very softly. You should have called me sooner.
And she'll whisper back in your ear, Jojo was taking good care of me, Tiberius. Don't worry. Do you want to actually check her out, like use your skill, or do you want to just kind of get a
use my skill? Healer is my specialty, so yeah.
Right. Go right ahead. Did you take any wise that you feel would
I took herb wise.
Okay, I'll say that works. So you can go ahead and add a dice to your healer roll.
Dobsky. Fantastic. All right, just gonna slide on over. Yeah. 5, 6.
So anything that's above, that's 4 or above, is a success. So just tell me how many of those you got.
Excellent. That is 3 successes.
All right, excellent. So the first thing that strikes you is that she's dying. There's no, like, the color of her eyes, the weakness of her breath, just the general feeling of her. You can tell that she probably has, weeks, but she is definitely on her way out. The second thing that comes to you is that you really don't understand what she has. Like, she's got a bit of a cough, she's got a few other symptoms, but there's nothing that tells you, oh, she's got, pneumonia, or she's got this, or she's got that. There's just, like, the various symptoms that you notice are just kind of weird and disparate. And the only thing that really kind of you get out of it is, it's kind of like her body is just ceasing to function. Like, it's just done. It's just winding down. Like, it's calling time.
She's been through a lot.
She still has, like, in her eyes, you can still see that she's alert and still all there. Like, there's no diminished mental faculties, but definitely body-wise, she's not looking
good. Got it. He will smile. Are you faking it? Are you faking it so you can finally take a break?
Oh, that's a huge mouse. Oh, you've caught me, Tiberius. You've caught me. All I wanted for this Yule season was to have all my wonderful apprentices back here with me, and so I faked dying in order to draw you all here by my bedside, just so that I could elicit. Why would you say that? Of course I'm not faking it. I wish I was. I wish I could get out of here and kick your ass like I used to down in the training grounds, but unfortunately that is a little bit beyond my strength now.
I was joking, but yes.
Oh. Sorry, it's always hard to tell with you, Tiberius.
That's because I'm always smiling. Yeah, I know.
That's right.
Yeah.
She pats you very affectionately, and then she looks up and reaches Nolan. Nolan, so good to see you again. I must say I've greatly enjoyed all your letters over the years. It was very kind of you to think of an old lady and to write so often and to tell me of your adventures. You seem to have also grown a bit. Please come closer so that I may see you better. And she adjusts her glasses.
He's gonna just look at her for a second, trying to find words, and oh, big mouse.
The mouse in this place are gigantic.
Jeez.
What you gonna leave?
I'm sorry.
What are you sorry for?
I don't even know. I'm sorry that you're sick. I'm sorry.
Did you
Don't worry about it. It happens.
make me sick? Are you okay, Q?
Yeah, I'm good. Sometimes my camera gets possessed. It's fine.
Demons.
I'm so sorry.
Well, Minerva's condition really has affected you.
He'll just no, I didn't make you sick, but
Ben, what are you apologizing for? You have nothing to apologize for. You're always perfect.
You know I'm not.
Well, close enough in my books. I kept all your letters. Jojo, show Nolan the letters. I've kept all of them. Jojo's been very kind to compile them all and put them in a little binder.
Yes, of course. Brings over like color-coded, chronological, like.
Thank you, Jojo. He doesn't know what to do with it. He just sort of looks, barely opens it and sees his own handwriting, and just closes it again. Stands up a bit straighter, and I'm glad that we could come now to see you.
I'm glad too. It warms the heart, and she pats your hand very affectionately. And then her eyes move from you, and
he'll sort of shuffle back,
settle
out of the way,
across the room on Bartholomew. Guard Captain Bartholomew. It's a pleasure to see you again.
It has been a long time. Lifetimes, even.
It does feel like it sometimes. I've not heard firsthand too much of your exploits, but others speak very highly of you. I hear you've been doing very well and have been a very efficient and proud member of the Guard.
I definitely do my best, and I'm honored to hear that people have appreciated that. I really am thrilled.
Well, you were trained very well. My apprentices, I give myself the right to call you that, even though most of you are no longer my apprentices, but in my mind you still are. You are still these little mice that I took under my wings so long ago, and well, some of you have gone off to greener and better pastures now, no doubt, and to acclaim and glory, and well, that is as is to be expected. But I appreciate that you all took the time to come here. I would ask a favor of you. As you no doubt can tell by the look on Tiberius's face, I am not doing very well. I don't expect that I have many days left, and I find myself longing for one thing in particular. I would like to see my village of Driftwood once more, and to be buried there with my family. I would ask you to undertake this trip with me and bring me back to Driftwood, that I may gaze upon its shore once more, feel the air coming off of the ocean and smell the salt upon it and feel the sand under my toes, and then to be laid to rest with the members of my family. Would you do this for me, all of you? It's but a few days' walk from here.
Yes.
Anything.
I have prepared a map as well as a list of what you'll need. If you would get it from the... As she's talking, Jojo, you hear a very soft knock at the door to the room. And as she's giving directions to the others, like there's a couple of parchments there with the map and the things, and she's kind of sending everyone around to go and get something in the room. Do you go and check out the door?
Yeah, I think Jojo like just cracks it open and says, yes, who is it?
It's Apothecary Burwell. It kind of leans in a little bit and looks through the crack. I'm sorry to disturb. Perhaps you would want to step out. Is Bartholomew here also?
Yes, Bartholomew is here. What would you like to relay to him?
Actually, perhaps it would be best if you stepped out here for a moment with me. Jojo, please.
Right. Just a moment. And just kind of closes the door behind them, still holding on to the flower. Yes.
Jojo, I've come to tell you that I've quite certain now, after studying the situation, that Minerva was poisoned.
Poisoned?
My
Ow.
curiosity was piqued when you described how quickly she had gone from being her usual self and still full of vigor to being sick. And in observing her these past few days, I've noted certain things about her state, and I've done a little bit of research. And while I can't be 100% certain, I would be willing to say that I believe she has been poisoned.
I mean, it would explain why she's suddenly feeling ill. She has a
I
lot
want
of
to be clear.
energy, but
She's not ill, and she's not... If this is what I think it is, there's no antidote. There's no way to save her. She is dying, Jojo. But I'm fairly convinced that it is not natural, that someone did this to her.
Who would do this to her? She's provided nothing but good to not just the Mouse Guard, but I mean to our whole community.
I agree, Jojo, and I'm sorry. Should I speak to Bartholomew about this, perhaps?
I suppose. Let me get him. If you don't mind staying outside of the door.
No, please. I'll wait here. I'll wait.
Thank you. Just a moment.
Inside the room.
And then I,
Sorry, go ahead.
yeah,
Go ahead.
no, that's it.
All right. I was going to say inside the room, you see they're kind of all around the bed. Maybe Bartholomew's staying a bit further, but she's got a little map out. She's showing them where Driftwood is, and she has planned out the exact route, where the stops are going to be, what everyone's going to be taking with them, like down to, and she's sort of going like, and she's
She's a
like,
planner.
so you're going to have to go down to the market and go see this person and get these things from them. And then you're going to have to go and go this. And, like she's distributing these tasks amidst the coughing and all that.
Is it a good plan?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I'm mad.
It's a fantastic plan. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so you come back inside.
I think as she's kind of in the middle of explaining, and Jojo kind of comes up and tugs like very slightly at Bart's cloak, and just says, Bartholomew, the apothecary is here, and he wants to speak to you quickly outside.
Want to join me?
It's fine. I'll stay here. I don't want to cause a scene, Yeah, but it's yeah, he's right outside.
I'll put a hand on your shoulder to try in a very bro-y comfort way, and then I'm gonna start heading towards the door.
I think nod.
Hey Jojo, are the kitchens
yes,
still
sir.
good? Are the kitchens still good?
The kitchens, yes,
Yeah.
always. Yeah, I've scrubbed them 3 times a day, even when they're not used, just to keep them pristine and ready, or whatever.
Great. All right. Okay. Do you need me? That's where I'll be. I think there's a lot of emotions happening. So Tiberius is gonna bake about it downstairs in the kitchen.
So you step out on the landing. You see a little brown mouse there with a dark green cloak. Like, Bartholomew.
He looks like me?
No, he doesn't. It's just this guy doesn't know.
He is you.
This guy doesn't know who you are. He's never met you. So the next person to come out is Tiberius. He's like, Bartholomew.
No. He's on his way.
Very sorry. Very sorry.
Sorry, Tiberius.
Oh, you're Tiberius. I've heard much about you.
Yes.
It's a pleasure to meet you. I am Burwell, the apothecary.
Ah, good. Do you have her on any sort of tinctures or
I
potions
do,
or
and
whatnot?
he'll rattle off what he's doing for her, and you're like, decent.
Yeah. That'll help with the pain, I suppose.
There's
All right.
unfortunately not much else to do. I'm very sorry.
It's all right. Anyway, I'm gonna go bake. So he's gonna just walk past, go downstairs.
Bartholomew, you come out.
Yes, yeah.
Bartholomew.
Yes, yes.
Ah,
How
yes.
can I help?
Hello. My name is Burwell. I'm the apothecary. I've heard much about you. Minerva has spoken at length about you, and I gather you are the eldest here.
Yes.
Has Jojo spoken to you at all about what I've told them?
Just that it's an urgent kind of matter.
Yes. I'm very sorry to say that I've now come to believe that Minerva was poisoned. That this is not a natural illness, but that rather someone attempted to, to do the dark deed.
Okay. I have questions. I bet you're ready to answer them. Do you know what kind of poison it is?
My suspicions are that it is a poison called that is distilled from the agalok resin. It's called red agalok. It is a poison that acts very slowly, um, and does its damage and then leaves the system, so it becomes impossible to uh, use an antitoxin. What the poison does is that it slowly over time shuts down the body's ability to heal itself and renew itself. It is, from what I've read, it is uh, one of the preferred methods used by assassins because the slow acting nature of it allows them to leave the area of the crime before uh, any symptoms appear on the victim. It, it is very difficult to obtain. It comes from trees that are come far east of here, and one of its properties is that it has to be transported in resin form, but before it can be used, it has to be melted down and mixed with some other ingredients. However, the agalok resin is very resilient to heat and requires very intense heat in order to melt down into its liquid form, in which form it can be mixed with other things and then used and administered later. Um, there's no known antidote, unfortunately.
Okay. So it'd have to be somewhere very close, somewhere that could burn very hot to melt the resin within a certain time frame before it
Mm-hmm.
becomes inactive. Okay. Can you tell by her deterioration how long she's been poisoned for?
Well, I saw this morning. I would assume that perhaps somewhere in the past 10 days.
Oh, okay.
And I would say that she probably has about half that to live.
How long would it take us to get to the place she wants to go?
Driftwood's like a couple days.
Just a couple. Okay.
Yep.
So we could do that. Who knows?
So far, myself, you, and Jojo.
How acquainted have you been with Minerva in the last little while? I'm trying to ask you if she has any enemies.
I myself have not been in position as apothecary for very long. There was somebody else up until a few years ago that was here. There was some troubles, and I ended up replacing them. I've not had too much contact with Minerva. She's usually very healthy and would often take her own medicine for when she would have a slight ailment. I believe Tiberius is a well, very knowledgeable herbalist, and he had
Absolutely.
given her some things that she could use. And I rarely ever saw her, but everything that I heard from her was that she was very strong, very healthy, and which is what, in fact, made me wonder what had happened because she became ill
Makes sense.
very, very suddenly.
All right. I I I would like to mull this over, and I think I would also have to talk to um my fellow apprentices. That's how he says it out loud. He's like, what are
Absolutely. I'll be in the apothecary if you have further questions for
Thank
me.
you.
Of course, anything I can do to help, I will. I'm very sorry.
Have you been paid, Burwell?
Oh, I'm not paid. I do this
Oh,
as part of the
this-
service to the. I'm just doing my bit.
Okay. Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. I'm sure we'll call on you within the next couple days. We have a very short timeline.
Absolutely.
Thank you
Anything you
for.
need. He turns to leave, and then as he steps on it, says, "Oh, you know, if I was going to melt Agalok. I think perhaps the only thing around that might be hot enough would be the blacksmith's furnace.
That makes sense.
Troubles with the blacksmiths again. Well, good luck. He goes down the stairs.
I think Bart does a few grounding exercises, counts to 10, tries to do smells and colors and
Some
shit.
push-ups.
Yes, push-ups. And then he's gonna want to talk to everyone all together. So he'll go back a little begrudgingly back into the room where Minerva is to continue looking at the plan and seeing where everyone's gotten so far.
Okay.
Jojo is definitely making like big eyes, like at Bart. Like,
The entire
did you hear
time.
that shit?
He'll nod pretty emphatically, I think, for Bart too. Like, yes, I know.
Poor Nolan, just completely in the dark.
We'll tell Nolan very soon, I hope.
Yeah, Minerva, because I can imagine Jojo kind of like looking at the doorway for Bart to come in. Bart's gone, Tiberius is gone, and Minerva's going over the plan with you, and she looks around and she goes, as always, it's only you here doing the work that needs to be done.
Yeah, they're here too, though.
Everyone must deal with this in their own way, I guess. You'll make sure everything is done properly, won't you, Nolan? I can count on you for that, right?
Always, yes.
Excellent. She pats your hand again. So she'll finish going over the plan. It looks fine. You have your list of things you have to get. You know you can get that sort of pretty much anywhere in town. I'm just wondering now, are you all going to kind of gather and go somewhere where you can talk, in which case we'll set that up, and then I'll go with Tiberius and see where he's going, because if you're all going to talk, maybe go into the inn would be a good place, and you might be in the kitchen there, so I'll do a little thing with him, and then we'll come back to you. Or do you want to do something else before we go there? What's your situation?
Sounds good. We can find a quiet place.
Yeah.
You can come down to the kitchen. Like,
I think that's where we're
yeah.
gonna go.
I'm sure we've talked over you baking stuff before. Like, it's
yeah,
just
more than likely.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
First time. Let's go.
Yeah,
It's
just
true. Bringing JoJo into it.
Yeah, eventually Minerva will say that she needs a rest, that she's been kind of down, and she'll tell you where the little coin purse is if you need any money to purchase the things, and then
Jojo will leave a little, like, get a little cup or something and put the flour from the. Just it's like the stem's like a little broken from them just like gripping it this whole time, and they just kind of oopsie and like just put it in near the windowsill, crack the window open so there's a little light on it, and just run downstairs after everyone.
While they're all sort of like in a line walking down to the kitchens, Nolan is very casually trying to detangle his tail from his cloak. As a nervous habit, it sort of winds and spins, and it got a little out of hand, so he's fixing that discreetly.
The hem of your cloak is just damaged everywhere from where this keeps happening.
Yeah, it's not the first time.
So the lot of you then will head downstairs. You have arrived downstairs first, Tiberius. You go down to the courtyard, and the kitchens are nearby, and you step in, and when you do, you recognize Agatha, who was, when you were here, was one of the younger scullery maids, but now has become one of the head bakers of the place, and she recognizes you and gives you the nice big hug and all that, and she'll say, what brings you in, Tiberius? It's been so long. I didn't think we'd see you again until next spring.
We came to see Minerva.
I hear she's poorly.
she'll be fine, right as rain. No time soon. But I was really needing to do some baking. It was a long trip.
Oh,
She,
absolutely. The kitchen is yours. We're in between services right now, so there's almost nobody around. Please help yourself.
perfect.
You remember where everything is. We did
Oh
change
yeah.
the flour. We had a problem with an infestation, and so the flour's over in
Oh,
that cupboard now. But the rest is everywhere. It's exactly where it used to be.
great. Thank you, Agatha. I appreciate it.
Will you be needing help? Needing.
No, I'm sure. I'm sure I'll rise to the occasion and handle it myself.
Very good. Very good. I'll be over here if you need anything.
Of course. Thank you.
She'll be
And then he'll
resting.
just.
She'll be resting.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh man.
missed opportunity. It's okay.
Yeah, I know.
But
Let's say we're ending the
yeah, no,
stream right now.
right. It's like that's it. That's it for us. I'm so sorry.
It's all gone.
Yeah, Tiberius is gonna start. I think the major therapy comes with the kneading. like so like once he's there with the dough, like he's in his flow and he's fine. Like he is just working out all of the complicated emotions that he's feeling into the bread, letting it go, you know.
The rest of
So
you,
all that negative emotions will just come out with the rise. Yeah.
there you go. The rest of you come down to find Tiberius covered head to toe in flour and just go in at that dough.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What are you
he's
making?
got, strong paws. Well, Minerva only sort of hinted at me being responsible for the food. So, part of that is making sure that we have bread and other such goods that will last us for the trip. So, I'm working on some buns that'll have fruit and nuts in them. Just
Nice.
a mix. Yes. And bread pies. I'll make one pie. Those are beasts to carry. We'll have it tonight. We're not
I'll carry it.
traveling.
I don't mind.
In what case? In what bag?
We got two holders right here.
Okay. All right. So what if I just
One
make a
right
pie for tonight? And then you can have pie tonight.
That's much
All right.
smarter. Yes, let's do that.
All right. So, why was the apothecary here? He didn't go into the room. So,
No.
what's going on?
So Nolan, there was an apothecary here. His name was Burwell. He, having heard about Minerva's vitality and a passion, zest for life, was confused as how sick she got so fast. So he looked into it. I hope you're not done kneading that dough because there's more bad feelings a coming. He believes that she was poisoned somewhere in the last
Whack.
yeah. In the last 10 days.
Oh.
She has his prognosis is that she has about 5 days left. I think that's at the good end, the far end of the spectrum. So we will, if we do go to
Driftwood.
Driftwood. Sorry. Driftwood. So we should be able to get there hopefully in time. But if I know some things about the poison, we can probably move the mouse guard to look into it, but that will probably take time. I don't know if you want to know about the poison. You can leave if you want.
No.
Yeah, we need to know.
We need to know. Also, I am poison wise. Coincidentally, I took it because my parents make alcohol, but
Or because you're the poisoner.
The gas. Hey, don't start
that's
that.
the plot
Don't you
twist.
start
Don't
that.
reveal it
Don't
yet.
you start that, Raph.
I was worried the person knocking was coming to be like, we know you have a vendetta against this lady. So I was like, I'm ready to be a suspect. I'm glad we have not gone that way.
Yet.
So I can go. It was a resin. It melts. You have to transport it in a resin. You go somewhere, you melt it, and then that's how you kind of administer the poison. So, talking to the apothecarist,
Apothecary.
yeah,
Burwell.
yeah, Burwell. He was saying that probably a smith's fire is the hottest, or the closest thing around that would melt it.
Jojo,
All right.
do you know Burwell very well?
He has been helping us for the past few years. I'm curious though, and maybe this is a GM question. Who has anyone out of the ordinary visited Minerva in the past 10 days, as far as that I'm aware?
No, and you were the one who would keep her schedule and all that, and there was nothing at least official, but you also didn't notice anyone, and you were in her room all the time, especially after she was sick. But even before that, you really were not aware of her meeting anyone or seeing anyone new or different. There was no one that stood out in the in Lockhaven either. Like, if someone was truly a stranger, you would probably know there's not that many mice here, but
right.
So no,
and,
nothing.
And who's the local blacksmith here?
The local blacksmith is a mouse called Brightfellow.
Brightfellow. I heard that. Okay.
How has she been getting her food, or at least how was she getting her food before she got sick?
You were the one who would bring it most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's the same procedure that you all went through. Make it in the kitchens, and then I would bring it up. No one strange came in. No one out of the ordinary. I mean, I have a list. I literally have her schedule. I don't understand. I feel like I feel like this is my fault. I feel like I should have paid attention. I should have.
It's not.
I should have. I should have tried the food, right? I should have.
No. She's not royalty.
And even then, I mean, that was.
And even then. No.
I would have done it.
You're not some poison tester for her. She's supposed to look after you. Not the other way around.
Well,
you've done nothing wrong.
Okay. I just don't understand how this happened.
And well, luckily, you've got us here. We're going to figure that out. Now, I'm going to change one of the bread recipes. Gonna need to add some herbs to it. Okay.
Nolan?
Dead. Can you guys see me?
Are you frozen in time?
I think you're frozen. Yeah.
I must be. I'm frozen. Okay, cool. Because I can hear everything and
yeah.
see you guys just fine. It's great.
Gotcha.
You're frozen
It's
in
not
time.
the most awkward.
Bird, not frozen. Yeah.
Yeah.
These things happen. Nolan is, often overlooked.
Yeah. Oh, hey.
No, that's right. It's
Correct.
Tiberius who's usually I overlooked.
That's me. That's me.
Yeah.
Nolan, though, will just say, okay, so very few people had access to her, and this apothecary whose job it is to deal with, medicines and stuff, is now saying that she's been poisoned, and he conveniently says that the only person who could have done this is potentially the blacksmith. I mean,
Maybe that
We're
someone
all-
used the smith's someone used the smith's setup. I don't anticipate it was the blacksmith. That would be too easy. But
Also, a bright fellow's a good mouse. Almost a man.
has there been a change in behavior lately? Like not in like, oh, now she's sick, so she's like in, do you know what I mean? I don't know, kids. How do you talk
Change
to
in
kids?
demeanor. Has
I'm not a kid. But demeanor wise, we were training hard every day. Everything was pretty normal, I suppose, in Minerva's way of being normal. I don't know. I thought it was the chill air. I know she's not going to live forever, but I thought maybe it was just the fall or something. People get
sure.
sick.
Has she had any disagreements with any of the other mouse guard? Any of the other higher ups, perhaps?
Do I know of any current enemies? I don't think so, right?
No, there are some people who liked her, some people who didn't, but
Yeah.
she was generally well liked and well respected.
Yeah. I mean, Minerva's the best, so I don't know anyone who would be her enemy. Quick glance at Bartholomew. Like subconsciously.
All right. Then let me get these in the oven, and then we can go start asking questions. We can talk to the smith, see what answers we get there.
Okay.
Agatha.
Yes, there's. You're all here. Bartholomew, it's nice to see you again. Nolan, and she'll come around, and you've all eaten of her bread and her pies, so you're like, you remember her fondly. What can I do for you, Tiberius?
We're gonna go. We need to stop by a few places for errands. So if you could watch these,
absolutely,
and they should be done in the next 10 minutes or so. That would be great.
More like 13, but yes.
No. Yes. But the those up top, one of those is for you.
Oh well, yes, that's very kind of you. I very appreciate it. Well, my little waistline won't appreciate it as much, but I certainly will.
I'm
thank you
sure
very much,
it'll be
Tiberius.
fine.
You've always
Of
been
course.
such a good little mouse, and she pinches your cheek.
Yeah, he lets her. He's
Yep.
like, "What are you gonna do?" Right? He leans down. You always do. Yeah, and then he's like, "All right, I believe we can go."
All right. Yep.
I want to have a moment with Jojo real quick, actually.
No
So I
problem.
want to say, like, you guys
I'm
head
in
ahead.
trouble.
And I want to, yeah. Will Jojo let me corner them in the kitchen?
I think out of respect for your position and also like where you're like your relationship with Minerva. Yes, I think nervously but confidently and at the same time. Yeah.
Bart is gonna just look directly at you for a little bit, and not necessarily that they're sizing you up, but just like trying to learn about you from just looking at you. You have done everything right. You've done everything more than right. You've done way more for Minerva than maybe, you know, well, not that she deserves. She's done a lot, I guess, but um, you've done well. If she's not proud of you, I'm proud of you. Okay, let's go.
Thank you, Bartholomew, sir. I
Just call me Bart. We're all apprentices, right?
Bart, right, Sir Bart. Thank you. I appreciate it. I try to learn from my predecessors, and I hope to fill those shoes, one day.
You'll find your own way. Let's go.
On it.
And as the two of you follow your two compatriots out into the cold once more, leaving behind the smell of fresh baked goods that was just really starting to permeate the area, and thinking that perhaps soon enough you'll be able to come back and taste these, we will take a break here. We'll try to fix Beth's little camera hiccup there. We'll go and refresh ourselves. Thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out with us. I want to thank you. I want to thank my players. It's been amazing watching you play these characters and bring them to life. You're all so amazing. I can't wait to see the rest of this. Thank you for everyone hanging out and chat with us. We'll be back in just a few short minutes. Please don't go away, and we will see you right back. Everybody, we are back. We are back. We've fixed Beth. We've done what
Better.
hundreds and thousands of hours of therapy could do to fix Beth.
Quite the bill.
Quite the
Mood.
So before the break, Q is sitting all the way down, and so during the break, I went and I brought his thing back up in the car, and now he's sitting all the way up. So now I
Listen. My
It's in
chair was being hateful. Okay. I was.
So is that where you're
chilling
gonna
in the
kind of? Okay, I'll fix it. No worries. Don't worry about it. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate you still being here with us. Before the break, our friends here are all former initiates who learned their craft as guard mice under Minerva, and now Minerva, having fallen ill and being basically on her deathbed, has called for them to come and see her, and she's asked a final favor of them, which is to take her to Driftwood, the village where she was born, so that she can see the village one more time and be buried there. Meanwhile, they have discovered that Minerva is not ill, but rather was poisoned in some way, shape, or form. They have tracked, they know what the poison was, they know that it needed to be melted in very high heat, and so they're on their way to see the blacksmith, because that furnace is probably the only one in town that could melt the resin that was used to create the poison. And so, having just left behind the kitchen where you were baking some goods to sort of, get away, get some of the hard feelings, work out some of the hard feelings that you were having. You've stepped back out into the cold late afternoon, late afternoon of fall, and to feel that cold wind kind of coming at you and biting at your fur, and are making your way across the hall towards where across the square where the blacksmith. The blacksmith shop is. You can see, in fact, the blacksmith and a couple of his apprentices hard at work, banging away on some metal. Furnaces are going, and as you approach, you can feel the heat of it already sort of wafting over you, and definitely that furnace is hot. Most of you don't know the blacksmith, so just as a point of reference for viewers who might not know the whole story about Mouse Guard, some years ago, there was some problems when the blacksmith at the time eventually led a sort of rebellion against the Mouse Guard. He and his followers, he was named Midnight, and his followers rose up against the Mouse Guard and attempted, in fact, to kill Gwendolyn, the matriarch, who leads the Mouse Guard, and take over Lockhaven. They were eventually defeated, and Midnight was banished beyond the scent border. And so, but he was the blacksmith. Midnight was the blacksmith at the time of this place. There is a new blacksmith in town, and that is not his portrait at all. There is a new blacksmith in town, and I will show you his portrait momentarily. But as you approach the blacksmith shop, you see there, banging away, at the anvil, is the one named Brightfellow, the new blacksmith in town. As you approach, he'll look up and see you approaching and go, "What can I do for you then? Need those weapons sharpened? Oh, that shield looks like it took a hell of a beating. I can work those dents out for you. Just I got a couple other things here to take care of first, but I'll probably get that done for you by tomorrow morning, before noon bell, let's say."
Tempting an offer. Perhaps I'll take you up on it when I come back. We're going to be heading out in the morning. But we had some questions for you.
Oh, well, I'm kind of busy here, but I mean, if you don't mind questioning away while I work, I'll try to keep the hammer into a minimum.
Sure, no problem.
Nolan's keeping eyes out for anyone else in this space or anything unusual, anything.
So, Nolan, since you are keeping an eye out, I'll tell you to roll dodge. No,
Surprise!
surprise, mother.
Wrong size, mother.
Glad that
Small
one
fries.
didn't fly off into the. I'll tell you what. Give me a nature roll. Since you don't quite have a skill right for it, but give me a nature roll.
Sure. How many do I roll for that? If
Your
I don't have
nature,
the skill?
I believe, is 1. But let me just go make sure
Just
that
1. Okay.
that's by it. It might be more. Now let me just go and check.
Our base nature is 3, yeah?
3. Yes, that's
Like
it.
it starts with 3.
It should be 3. Yeah.
3. Okay. Got it. Okay.
And you all have 1 persona and
Okay.
1 fate point, by the way. So the fate point you use, once you've made a roll, if you've got 6s and you want more, you spend a fate point to
Okay.
keep rolling those 6s to try and get more. You spend a persona point before you roll to add a d6 to your roll, and you can spend up to 3 persona points before the roll to get up to 3 extra d6.
Okay. I'm just gonna roll normally. And I rolled 1 success and 2 failures.
Excellent, 1 success. All right. So you're keeping an eye. There's no one that seems to be paying any extra attention to you or anything like that. You feel reasonably certain that you're not being observed, and there's no
Okay.
one louche just sort of hanging out.
Okay.
And so yeah, so you questions you were saying?
Boy. Bart?
I guess I should have come up with questions before we started this. I have some questions about your practice. I'm happy to. I'll probably be getting my spear serviced later on to kind of pay you for your time and your information. So, is the public able to access your forges if they?
How do you mean?
I mean, like, could someone tamper with a forge or walk in and say they're a smith from another town, or they grew up in a smithery and they just want to make an adjustment to their armor? Could they rent a space, or
Well, I don't usually
we
make it
work.
a habit to let any mouse just willy-nilly walk in here and operate on this, but I mean, it's not like we lock it down tight after dark. I mean, if someone was really determined, I guess they could come here. But see, the thing about blacksmithing is that it's pretty noisy. So anyone slips in here in the middle of the night, starts banging away. My shop's not too far. I'm gonna hear. So yeah, I'm not sure exactly why you would be asking that, but I would say it's possible, but that it's not a habit that I make. No.
Mhm.
And you
These-
haven't heard.
Banging in the middle of the night? Nope,
Yeah.
nope, not
Or
unless
the-
my
or
wife's
the-
sleepwalking. She'll come down here sometimes and bang out a little horseshoe or two. But that's a joke.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I haven't heard anything like that. Why should I have?
Mm.
I'm investigating.
Investigating.
Yeah, I'm investigating a possible what's a good term? Not a spy or someone. Like, there have been some nefarious activities in part of the Mouse Guard, and I just want to make sure that, like, we're following code and we're serving the people, and I have a cause for concern that maybe someone accessed your forge.
What leads you to think that?
There is a substance that was found at the scene that melts at a very high
Heat.
heat, yeah, a high heat that can only really in the area be replicated by a smith's forge. So we were just wanted to come ask a couple questions, see if anyone suspicious would come by, or anyone you wouldn't have expected. I don't know. Do you know Minerva at all?
Yeah, certainly. I know Minerva. Yeah. Can you go ahead, and anyone who wants to can make either a nature roll, or if you want, you can make a deceiver roll.
I'm gonna do a nature.
What about a persuader roll?
Yeah, I'll go for that. And if you have a wise that's applicable, you get to add the dice to your roll.
Yeah, can I? Is it possible to add the poison wise I have?
Yeah, sure. I buy it.
Well, with
I'll buy it for $1.
Ooh, I don't have any. I don't know.
If I'm rolling my nature, I roll like a 4. I have 4. I roll 4 dice.
That's right.
Right. Perfect.
And then you said adding your wise would add 1 die.
Yeah, if you have a wise that is applicable.
Sick.
I rolled 1 6.
Sorry.
It's a resin, so it's plant-based?
Mm-hmm.
Herb-wise?
No, I'm not gonna buy that one.
Nah, but it was worth a shot.
Yeah, it was.
That's
No, it
fine.
totally was. Absolutely. But
I have 1 success, please.
so everyone's got a success.
I got a 6 and a 4.
The success is 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. I got 2 successes.
Okay. So anyone with 1 success will know that he's right now. He's looking kind of on the defensive and a little bit cagey. If you got 2 successes or more, you'll know that it was very specifically the mention of Minerva and or resin that kind of set him on edge a little bit. No, can't say that I know anything about that. We're just banging away in middle here, and well, as you can see, we got our hands full. So if there's anything else,
no, there isn't. Try it again. Come on now, friend.
I'm sorry. Were you? Who are you again? Are you? You're. I don't think I've seen you before, but I don't know about the rest of you. You're with the guard.
They're mouse guard, yes.
All of us, yeah.
Well,
you're a part of it. You just haven't earned your cloak yet. Shush. So, something we said struck something. You can see it. So,
okay, I don't want any trouble. You know how people feel about blacksmiths here, and
right. And
look,
that's why
it was hard enough just getting people to just trust us again.
I don't believe that you've done anything wrong here.
Yeah, well, I haven't.
Yeah.
I haven't. I just, people will think what they want to think, and given what happened with the last blacksmith, well, resin, you said?
Yes.
Aye.
All right. Hold on. He'll go around the back a little bit. He never leaves sight, so you can always kind of keep an eye on him. And he'll come back, and he's got those cups that the blacksmiths will use to melt ore, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's got a couple of them, and he'll show you one, and it's just kind of black inside with like maybe some striations of old material. He's like, this is what my melting cups usually look like. I came in here one morning, and I found that a couple of them had been moved, and well, 2 of them were fine, but one of them looked like this, and he'll put another one down, and on the inside you'll see it's completely coated with this red sort of, it looks kind of like wax, but when you touch it, it's kind of really, really hard and really kind of melted into that cup, and it just covers the entirety of the cup, and it's got this kind of dark red sort of color to it.
How many days ago was that?
It was about 11 days ago, early last week.
Do you remember who, or do you know maybe. Did they leave anything behind?
No, I have no clue. Like I said, I came in. This one was on the ground. The other two were in the fire. I have no clue what this stuff is. It really stuck in there. I tried everything I could to try and I tried remelting it. It wouldn't melt. I tried scraping it off. I tried to dissolve it. There was just nothing. I mean, I could have used acid, but at that point, I would have just wrecked my pot anyway. So
Yeah, you might want to just throw that one away, friend.
probably. I mean,
I'll take it.
look, I don't want to get into any trouble here. Like I said, the people are not too hot on blacksmiths. Like I really had nothing to do with this. I just didn't want to stir up anything, and I thought, maybe. Look, if I'd have known that it was used for some nefarious purposes or something, I would have said something. But
Oh, so you knew it was going to happen.
no, I didn't. I didn't know. I
Oh.
just figured maybe someone was. I don't know what someone was doing. It just, like I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. Yeah, sure, you can
Right.
you can take this.
Right, fellow, you're a good mouse, and I don't think that you've done anything bad. You're not midnight, so
Well, hope not.
I'm sure your reputation will stand. People know you as a good and honest blacksmith, and you've proven that today. So
It's very kind of you to say so.
I'm gonna go into my little pouch. I'll hand Jojo a couple coins and be like, give him the coins. Give him the coins. Be like, I
no,
won.
no, please, no,
Please.
no, please.
Nolan,
I'm just doing my part, which I should have done earlier. I'm really sorry.
it's all right. Nolan, you got your thinking face on. Yeah.
So you don't know that someone was here? You don't have any proof other than this cup? You didn't see anybody or
Not if they
hear
come
about
in the
someone
dead of
in
night.
town?
I put in a hard day's work. I sleep like the dead. I
Hmm.
mean, if they'd have been banging, I'd have heard them. But if they just
Right.
put some stuff in the furnace, that furnace runs 24/7.
Oh, that was going to be my other question. So it does go at all times.
Yeah, we
Good to
can't.
know.
If we lose it, it takes days to get it back to the right heat. So we just keep it out. I mean, one of the apprentices comes out a couple times a night to stoke it and get it going. So whoever did this,
Well,
they did
there
it
we
like
go.
in a couple.
You could have said that earlier.
Which
Oh.
apprentice?
No, but they just come out to stoke it. I was just gonna say that if anyone who came in would have had to come between that time, so they only had a couple hours to do whatever they did. My apprentices are right here. You can talk to them if you want.
Sure.
Please.
Do they all do it, or is there one in particular that?
Oh, they take turns.
Comes in.
Britta,
Okay.
Tycho, come over and the two press. Yeah. What's doing? These mouse here are from the guard, and well, they have some questions for you. I'm not too sure which one of you is the boss, but it's one of these.
At that, Bart's like bristles a little bit, like, excuse me.
I'm all
So,
the bosses you need.
So 11 days ago, someone might have come in during the night. Which one of you was on?
Well, both
on
of us.
duty that night?
We
Oh, both.
one of us does the early stoke, and the other one does the late stoke, and then we switch off the next day.
Was there anything off, or was it Brightfellow that found that things had been broken in, or? used?
Well, I mean, one of them will point at the pots. Well, I remember finding those pots in the fire, but I thought that Master Brightfellow had just left them there, or maybe Britta. She's always forgetting things. I don't forget things. I'm just saying, like I thought it was just hadn't been picked up correctly, so I just, picked them up and put them away. That
While
one was
we're
on the
talking
floor,
to
and those
them-
were on the fire.
Okay.
While we're talking to them, I kind of want to read them a little bit, sort of
Yeah, you
We're
don't even
doing a
need
vibe
to.
check.
You don't even need to roll. Like I would say that they're both very earnest and sort of very kind of bewildered by the whole thing. So
Gotcha.
you don't get a sense
Yeah, no,
that
they're
there's anything very nefarious going on between them.
okay.
Be like, I think we've gleaned quite a lot here today. I really appreciate how forthcoming you've been. I'll be sure to not say or do anything that would taint your reputation or your place of business. We have some other leads to follow, so we'll be heading out. But
I
again, thank you.
appreciate it. For what it's
Okay.
worth, whoever did this, I think if they'd have just gotten some wax, some beeswax to put inside to fill out the crevices of they maybe it wouldn't have stuck like it did there.
Good to know. Also, a question: did the both of you see the melting cups, or was it just whichever one was the late?
It was me who saw them, and I was in the late one. It was just before dawn, so.
All right. And about how much time between those two?
About 3 hours maximum, maybe. Depends on how difficult it is for me to get up.
Sure. It can be rough to get up so early.
Oh,
I
it
get it.
can, especially the hammer. My mother always said, Taco, you should up and join the guard. Like that's some work for you. That's glory and adventure and travel but no, I was out of fondness for the metal and the heat of the furnace here, so I stayed here. Maybe I should have joined the guard.
Oh, I think you made the right choice, Sir Brightfellow. We're leaving now. I'm like, let's go, before he starts again.
Nolan has been kind of standing with a surly face and just like leaning heavily on his halberd and just kind of giving the stink eye the whole time, but he just looks kind of silly because he's also been worrying his hand through his tufts of hair and they're kind of sticking up a little bit. So he looks a little bit silly, but he'll sort of follow off with the rest of them.
Nolan, fix your hair. Fix your hair. Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so it happened between the shifts. It was only 11 days ago.
Mhm.
I wonder if
Yeah.
someone was able to get it, like purchased it, brought it in, or came in with it themselves.
I wonder, how did they get the other ingredients for this?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's a little thread we can follow.
Yes. And how it got to Minerva, specifically.
Yeah, I really want to know what happened there.
So you also know that, just to make sure that what I said wasn't in Russian, it's clear they got some of the resin made at some point, right? Because there was 3 pots out, and he suggested that a way of doing that would have been to use beeswax.
Yep.
To the apiary, then?
Yeah.
Jojo, what does Minerva think is the cause of her weakness or illness? Has she talked about it at all?
Has she?
No, she just kind of, I guess, assumed, or has been assuming it's just,
her time.
Yeah.
I'm catching up to her.
Yeah. She just thinks it's life or the antithesis, I suppose. She hasn't made it clear that she feels different or strange other than just feeling weak. Physically, mentally, emotionally, she's a wall. You know what I mean? She is strong.
Always has been.
Are any of you
All right.
just really mad? Just in general, this whole
No.
I don't know.
Do you want to talk about it?
No. Later.
Okay.
Over pie.
We will talk about it.
Yes.
Good.
Okay.
All right. Which one do we want to do? Where do we want to check?
Well, I say he specified wax. Maybe we should check it out and just
Sure.
see. Okay.
So you head out to the apiary. The mice rely a lot on the apiary, of course, as a source of food, but also the wax is used extensively in all manner of crafts and so on and so forth. The apiarist is a mouse called Volker, and he's well respected, but someone that has been in post for. He was there when Bartholomew was young, and has been there forever. And he's not someone who usually gets involved in a lot of politics and stuff. He's kind of quiet, reserved. He doesn't really come out as much. He just sort of sits in the apiary and takes care of his bees, minds his own beeswax, as they say, which is where the expression comes from.
No.
Precious.
But you were just a buzz to use that pun.
That's right. You. I hope it stung. You arrive
Excellent.
at the apiary and you hear that noise of the bees sort of everywhere, and there's all these little beehives around this entire courtyard, and there's this constant humming of the noise of them, and that it's almost winter, so they're going to be going to bed soon, and so the people, the mice that are training to be apiarists are very busy these days, kind of collecting as much of the wax and the honey as they can. And in the center of them, wearing a long brown robe and a very solemn look, is apiarist Volker, who watches you approach, and really his face doesn't change, nothing changes. He just sort of looks at you with this calm zen.
That's the huge for him.
That's the huge.
Nod. Shall I? Do you want to?
We're here to ask about because they didn't use the wax, right?
No, they would have eventually if they got the resin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Failed attempt.
Mm-hmm.
It seems.
He's just standing there looking at you.
We're trying to figure a couple of things out, and it looks like wax was involved, and so we're just kind of curious, like who's been by and who's gotten wax maybe in the last 12 to, I don't know, 9 to 12 days approximately.
Or has any disappeared?
Oh yeah.
You know how much wax gets used every day in Lockhaven?
Quite a bit.
Quite.
But I'm sure you have regulars, and you would know if someone was not a regular.
You're looking for someone who has come to request wax out of
Yeah.
the ordinary.
Yes.
He reaches into his sleeve, pulls out a scroll, unrolls it.
Keeps that in there.
Hmm?
A
Sorry,
parent
what?
thing.
It says here
Just keeps that in
Bartholomew.
there.
Bartholomew.
Uh-oh. Not gonna make it on that trip there, bud.
The only person that's out of the ordinary, and how far back should I look?
I was
There's
9
nothing
to
in the
12
past
days.
week or so that would be different.
Weeks.
A week and a half.
He rolls up this
2.
parchment, puts it in his sleeve, goes into his other sleeve, pulls out another one, unrolls it.
Weekly.
Well, there was Martha, the blind weaver. She came to get a few ounces. I believe
Did she
she
say what for?
I believe she sticks some of it in her thimbles when she sews, so that the thimble stays on her finger, because sometimes it falls off, and being blind, she doesn't realize, and she pricks herself. But she only comes by once a year, perhaps. But that was out of the ordinary.
Fair.
The only strange request, while it is not strange, it is perfectly reasonable, but that was out of the ordinary, was Sten the carpenter. I believe they're rethatching part of the great library's roof. And so they came to get some wax to mix in with their pitch.
Was it a normal amount of wax for a job like that?
As far as I can tell. That was 12 days ago. That was a perfectly reasonable request.
Did anyone say anything perhaps about Minerva?
I hear she's poorly.
She's doing great. She's gonna be.
But I understand why you would lie. It's okay. It must be frightening for you, so young and still having not finished your training, to see your mentor perhaps not doing well. But, well, it is simply the cycle of life. The mice are born, and the mice must die at some point. And, well, I'm sure you'll be fine.
That was certainly an attempt at comfort.
I am nothing if not comforting.
Man, I want to look around, see if anybody is giving us the eyes, being like, because there's 4 of Minerva's disciples all right here.
Mm-hmm.
You're rolling? Roll away.
Nature, probably, yeah?
Sure. Nature
Okay.
away.
Two successes.
Okay. No, there's the apprentices are super busy. No one's really got time to pay you much attention, and there's nobody else. So again, you don't feel observed.
Nolan will kind of turn towards Bart and like kind of shift so it's like perhaps a private conversation from the apiarist, and just so the carpenters are using wax, which is normal, but maybe someone who had access to that build site got wax. I feel like this is a wild goose chase.
I think so. I was also thinking wax is something well used, and like I think I have some at my home, right? So,
Yeah.
It's not actually all that unreasonable. We're not on a wild goose chase yet.
Also,
The
someone,
car-
like you said, Sir Tiberius, if they didn't take it from here, perhaps they took it from the construction site or from Miss Martha. I mean, if her thimble falls off, easy grab. She's blind, so maybe.
And if anyone is going to have resin, it'd be the carpenters.
It's true.
So it's not unreasonable to go and check.
No.
We can do that perhaps for the evening. And then we should probably get some rest. We have a trek tomorrow. Aye?
Still haven't done any of the stuff Minerva asked us to, or told us to.
I did my part.
Oh.
Maybe we
I
can.
think- I think that we might be forgiven for that, given what we're doing. Perhaps.
She
Perhaps.
doesn't know.
True.
Should
I mean-
tell her that's a great.
No.
Or we
I-
could just have you, Nolan, apologize for us. Then all will be forgiven.
He just
What?
is frustrated
Look,
at that.
it's okay that you're her favorite.
I don't think it is. At least I don't feel that energy coming from you all, perhaps.
Why? At least, you know what? I won't speak on it for myself. Sorry, for anyone else. I'll speak on it for myself. Why?
Because everyone's always giving me shit. And I didn't ask for her attention.
Okay.
I just wanted to learn. And she was
And you
nice to
did.
me. And that's frustrating because she wasn't nice to everybody. Let's just figure this out.
Okay.
Would it
Alright.
be stupid to have some of us question the carpenter and then some of us question or at least speak with Miss Martha?
That's the one that... The thimble?
Yes.
I mean, we can, but a couple ounces.
She's blind. She's an easy target.
I mean, then she probably... I mean, she might have heard something, but I don't think she would have seen our culprit, is the thing.
She has neighbors.
You know what? It's not a bad idea. Let's ask.
Thank you. Thank you.
Of course.
So, who goes where? Who does what?
So, right. Which one of us is going where?
I'll speak with Miss Martha. I bring her stuff sometimes, so
I'll go with you.
Well, I was going
Great.
to assign those positions, but it's okay.
oh, sorry.
Thank you,
yes.
Jojo. Very
Nope.
you great minds think alike, and chatty kids talk first. It's fine.
Oh,
I'm so sorry.
So-
no, sorry,
Dean for
sorry.
that burn.
Bart.
Sorry.
Bart.
I didn't mean to pull
Burnt
rank.
Bartholomew.
Yeah, it's probably best than that. That we're good. Okay. We'll meet
Should I
up.
just hang? I'll just go. I mean, I'll go
No.
get the groceries or something.
No, you're staying here. You're continuing this with us.
Yes. No, you're fine.
Okay.
Sorry.
This is going well.
So Nolan and Jojo are going to see Miss Martha,
Martha.
the seamstress. I think I said weaver the first time, but the seamstress. Well, she's a weaver and a seamstress.
She's got lots of
She's
talent.
a
She's
seamer.
And a bitch and a lover and
Bartholomew. My
goodness.
My goodness, Bartholomew. No wonder she was hard on you. Mouth like that.
Part got spicy. Part got spicy
shit.
like Minerva.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
no.
I was channeling her, even though she's not dead yet.
Oh.
So Jojo knows where Miss Martha lives. She has a little shop just off the main market square area. And when you get there, there's this nice little sign outside that's like a little, bobbin of thread with a little needle sort of stuck in it.
Very cute.
When you walk up, you open the door, there's a loud bell, the gling-gling-gling. And then you hear a little voice from the back that says, I'll be right with you. Please stand by the counter.
Take your time.
Oh, I
Thank
plan.
you.
I plan to.
Oh.
And then you hear,
Oh gosh.
and then tuck, tuck,
God.
tuck, tuck,
Don't call me out like that.
tuck, tuck. You see this very old, bent over little mouse with this graying fur, and a stare where she looks just kind of always sort of off, and she's got a little cane, and she walks around and she very deftly avoids all the different little things in the shop, and it's kind of cluttered actually, you find, for such place. But eventually she tries, and she stops right in front of the two of you, and she puts her little cane on the counter, and you can see she's got a little thimble that's stuck to one of her little claws. May I help you then? I hope you came here for a seamstress and not for something else, because that's really the only trade I have.
Miss Martha, it's good to see you.
It's okay, child.
We have just a couple of questions. We're trying to help Minerva. I'm sure you've heard of Minerva. We're trying to figure some. Oh, not a fan?
No.
You're not
She's
alone.
a wonderful little woman.
Well, either way, we heard that you purchased some wax recently, and do you still have all of it? Has any of it gone
I would
missing?
think so. I don't keep exact count of it. When the thimble starts to fall, I just stuff a bit more in there and keep working. Usually my stash lasts me well into the spring. I don't know. Let me see. And she turns around and goes to the little cabinet and fusses around a bit, and then pulls out a little jar and weighs it.
Nolan looks to Jojo and just like with wide eyes, like, help me.
Sort of weighs it. She goes, I feel like
I'm lesser rank.
it's pretty accurate. And she comes back and she'll put she literally has like a little jar of it. It feels pretty accurate.
God.
Why? Is there something wrong with it?
No, nothing wrong with the wax. We just someone might have used wax to do something nefarious, which sounds very silly, but
You're right.
unfortunately it's true. Well, it's so we're just trying to see who had access to
What did Minerva
recently.
do to you?
Me?
No, not you. I'm trying to help you.
I think she's talking to me, darling.
Yep, I got that now.
It's not going well.
Well, see, sometimes things happen between two mice. One day you're close friends, and the next you're not anymore. And well, one of you is wounded and righteous, and the other one is Minerva. I'm sure you know how difficult she can be.
She's stern and yes, but she's good at heart. She means well.
You're the new one, Jojo, right?
I am. Yes. Miss Martha, listen,
That's all I can do, dear.
You had some sort of
falling
history.
Out.
Yes. You wouldn't know anyone else who might have had a falling out.
Oh yes, of course. Everyone knows. Balthazar, Bartolomo,
Sir Bart, yes.
Bartholomew. Yes, Bartholomew.
Yes.
Apparently, her first disciple was treated absolutely horrendously by Minerva, and well, story is that well, he's grown to be quite resentful of her, and well, I understand this perfectly, of course. She's a very difficult woman to like, but well, some people have whispered that from wherever Bartholomew is posted now, he's whispered unkind things about Minerva. I don't blame the poor boy. He was treated quite wrongly by Minerva. The second one, what was that one's name? Nulbert, Nero.
Yep.
Sorry?
Yeah, I think it was Norman.
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 No, that wasn't it. Norwin? In any case, some silly peasant name. Was
Bitch.
was
Listen, we can raid her.
she felt so bad about the way she treated Bartholomew, and I guess perhaps the way people talked about it, that well, it seems she gave that boy all the leeway in the world, so much leeway that well, he was barely adequate once he got out of training, and well, they decorated him anyways because it was Minerva, and he got his cloak, and I shan't wonder what color that was. And
the Mouse Guard does not hand out cloaks lightly.
Well, when you have Minerva breathing down your neck, few are those who would be able to stand up to the whole Harridan.
I'm sure anyone who has a cloak is well deserved of it. I myself hope to hold one day.
Oh, you don't have one?
No, I do not.
Not yet.
And I don't wish to bother you any further.
Oh, it's no bother. It's been very liberating to be able to speak some of these feelings out loud. Well, I already feel much more positively towards her. It's been good. It's been therapeutic.
Well, you'll be happy to know.
That way.
Yeah, she's going on a trip tomorrow. and
Out of town.
you, yeah, she won't be coming back. So,
Oh. Oh. So the stories of her being in ill health are true then.
Yes.
Hmm.
She's been a little bit sick and wants to take the air at the seaside, as one does. So
Well,
we'll see to it that she has some rest.
you see that you do. I certainly don't hold much love in my heart for her, but I would not
Barely.
find it in me to wish her ill. It is very good of you to take this on, and I think perhaps Driftwood, is it not, where she comes from? It'll do
It
her
is.
good.
Well, if you know of anyone else that may actually wish her ill will, or something seems amiss, please let us know as soon as possible.
I will. Oh, one moment before you go, and she heads off in the back with a little cane. Tuck, 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 and she rummages around. And she comes back, and she's holding a little cloak that she's made. That's of a pale green color. She's like, I made this coat for someone who unfortunately did not need it anymore. If you don't have a cloak and you're going out to Driftwood at this time of year, you'll need something to keep you warm. Here, please take this. It's not a guardsman's cloak, but it'll keep you warm at least long enough to make the trip. And she offers it to Nolan.
I'll like direct it towards Jojo.
Yes, please, here.
Thank you.
We
It's a
really
little
must be
little
going.
strange, but thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you for your help. I will be sure to bring you something from the road for your help. Some,
If
hazelnuts or
you're
something.
going by the sea, if you see a conch perhaps or something, if you could bring me that. I'm told you can hear the sea inside of them. I've never seen the sea. I would very much like to hear it. If you happen upon one, perhaps over there, if you wouldn't mind, if you remember.
I'll remember.
And I apologize for the harsh words I said earlier. Well, it's hard to get out of certain habits after a while, and well, I'm too old now to get out of most of them. But I wish you good travels and safe travels, and I hope she makes it long enough to see her town one more time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Come on, Jojo.
Right.
Goodbye. Meanwhile, across the street, Tiberius and Bartholomew, you arrive at the library, which you remember from your time here. You had to spend some time at study in it. It's quite old. You can see scaffolding built all around it. And you can see several carpenters and men working. The evening is almost down now, so they're kind of wrapping up for the day. But they look like they've been fixing a section of the roof with pitch and with new boards and so on and so forth. When you approach, you'll see one of them who's like busy, sort of packing some tools away in a box.
Yes.
Evening, there, friend. Sorry.
Oh, hi. How you doing? Oh,
Good.
Mouse Guard.
Aye.
Are we in trouble now?
And No, not yet. Get you a few pints in, then maybe.
Well, that's where we're headed right now. As soon as we finish packing up here, we'll be in that inn.
Great. Well,
Don't you fret.
before you get, do you have a foreman about?
We do. Stan, hold on. Stan! And then one of the mouse that's on top of the scaffolding looks down. What you got? Couple guard mouse here want to talk to you. He kind of eyes you and he's like, all right, I'll be right down. Hey, he says he'll be right down. If you don't mind, he goes back to...
Yes, please.
Sure.
Sten will step on. There's like this crane there, and he'll step onto the hook of it, and it'll lower down slowly, and he'll hop off, and he'll come over, wiping his paws with a rag, and he's quite sweaty and dirty. He's been working all day. He's got pitch everywhere in his fur, and it's all stuck, and it's probably gonna be a pain in the ass to get out.
Right.
Roy, then what can I do for you? If you're looking to
Yeah,
hire,
yeah.
you have to go to the hall. Carpenter's Hall is just right down there. You can ask for a contract down there, and we'll see you, right?
Good to know, but I've got a job. We both have. But thanks for thinking of us. We have
Okay.
questions, actually.
All right.
Yeah. Has anyone in, say, the past 12 to 11 days, 11 to 12 days, anyone had some interesting resin on site?
Well, we've got
just sort
pitch
of
right
about-
now, which the base of it's some resin that we're using for these. You need pitch. I can get you some pitch. We're almost done with the job.
No.
No.
We're looking for a specific resin. Bart, what was it called again?
It is. I'm glad I was taking notes. It's red.
That's some firstborn shit right there.
Mhm.
Red agalok resin.
Red agalok.
That doesn't strike a chord. I don't think it's anything we use. I mean, you're welcome to check our stocks if you want.
Has has the use of wax been pretty stable since you began this project? Has any wax gone missing?
I know, not that I've noticed. I mean, I'm not a quartermaster. We have someone who handles that. But I mean, I've not been apprised of anything going missing.
So,
like I said, you're welcome to come and verify our stock. Otherwise, I'm not sure how I can help you.
Here's one. And then perhaps we should check out the stock. Had anybody start work around the time that I mentioned and then quit suddenly?
No, I dare say that once the summer's over, we normally end up with just the regulars. In the summer, we'll get a couple more transient mice that are looking for work, but as soon as the weather turns, we do lose a number of them. I'd say that for the past 4 or 5 weeks, it's been pretty much the regulars. We're almost done with the main season right now, so... are you looking for something or someone specific? I'm sensing you're sort of
We're
hinting
not
at
sure.
things that you're not sure.
We're not sure is what we're asking.
All right.
There's been some nefarious action afoot,
Oh, nefarious.
and we're trying to find the answers for it.
Well, I can't say as I've seen anything nefarious going on, except for a pay scale. But what are you gonna do with that? Oh, and Lucian's farts, they're some fierce. Even up there, you're on that scaffolding, wind's blowing, Then Mouse lets one go. Ooh, Nelly! The pitch
That
is
sounds
coming
like a bad
right
day.
off the roof.
Of course it is.
But yeah,
Okay.
best I can do for you is show you what we got. Other than that, I don't know much help I can be.
If you can show us around the where the stock is, and then I guess unless we can think of anything else, we'll be out of your fur.
Oh, no problem. We're breaking for today in any case. Gonna head out to the inn. Someone smelled pies being bacon earlier at the inn. We're quite excited to get out there and see what they've made for us tonight. That's our barrel of pitch right there. Our stock of wax should be over here in these boxes. He goes over, he opens a box. I think that's about what we got.
What color's the pitch?
The pitch is black.
Okay. Good, so it's the right color. It's important. Is there a particular wood the agalock comes from? Bart.
Oh, I don't think I got that.
It is said trees that come from far to the east.
Yeah. Oh yes. Far to the east. So nothing-
Okay. All right. Where'd you get your lumber from?
Same place as usual. The sawmill, just down the road. We'll send up whatever we need.
All right. So, not from the
Who's
east
this
side.
who's this pertaining to, anyways?
Mouse Guard investigation.
Ooh. Guess someone's in trouble.
If they're not, they're going to be.
I see.
Nice.
Well, if there's nothing else I can do for you.
I appreciate your time. So the stuff is all out. Is it all out in the open? Is it in like a little shed?
Yeah, it's
Or-
if you look at the map, it's kind of like
Oh.
underneath the sort of first
Sick.
floor, so it'd be like out under here.
I think we're maybe out of leads here, so we'll head back and see if they found anything out.
Well, when I'm not sure
Of
where to go
course.
next, I go to the inn. Usually solves my problems.
Hey,
We can absolutely try that. I'm sure we could all use a drink, honestly.
Excellent. Well, y'all have yourselves a good evening and have yourselves a good midnight.
You as well.
midnight.
Skirt? Say
As
what?
you turn to leave, and as this is happening, the Nolan and Jojo coming out of the seamstress from across the street, you can see under the scaffolding there where Bartholomew and Tiberius are turning to leave. There's a man coming up behind them who was just waved them goodbye and now has a hammer and is about to hammer one of them in the back of the head.
No. Can we like attack? Like, is that a thing?
You
Can I
could scream, try to scream a warning if you
Yeah.
want.
Yeah.
I'll let out a warning whistle, which is common for Mouse Guard. I think.
You think?
Can
It
I?
just
Yeah,
goes
just
hammer.
All right, go ahead and give me a survivalist. Let's see.
Oh.
both of us.
Well, you're whistling. Well, whoever wants to whistle or yell or.
How does
You go
helping
for it.
Oh, Vamp Winkman coming in hot with the bits.
Damn.
Everyone gets an extra persona
What's up,
point.
what's
Thank you
up?
so much, Vamp.
Oh,
Thank
Nice.
you.
Vamp
Thank you.
riding the
extra.
bit
Damn.
booth into town.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I think Jojo just screams hammer.
Okay.
Roll for it.
And now I roll for this.
Yes, roll for it. You just got a persona point.
Great. I did. I
Very good.
did. But would it be funny if one of you got hit though?
I don't know. It would be. I'd find
I
it.
mean, rude party of
Yes,
you.
it's
Funny?
funny
I'd laugh.
innately.
Funny.
I'm sure
It's
you would.
funny. It's
If
fine. I
it
have a
makes a
medicine
bonk
kit.
then it's funny.
It's made out of balloon. It's fine. Wait. So we
Mhm.
roll dice equal to the checks we have, correct?
Mhm.
Okay. Bad. That's 2 successes.
Nice.
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 Sick.
And
And
Beth,
a
See,
6.
I
I'm not
was
gonna snipe it,
thinking,
it's
I was
fine.
like, I should probably roll a vibe check. And then I was like, nah, it'll be fine. And then we didn't.
nah,
we
everyone
didn't
else
do
I
that.
Everyone's
rolled a
been-
vibe check on tonight checked out. This guy must check out too. Aha.
Yeah. We were
Never let
distracted
your
by
guard down.
pies. It's fine.
Yeah.
I wasn't
Oh.
living up to my virtue of hypervigilance.
Ah,
True.
come on.
Yeah.
Ew.
True.
I forgot to as well. Just check your surroundings
Man.
twice. Oops. Gotta vibe check them. You're right. Absolutely correct.
And yeah, so did you get Beth? Did you roll anything?
Oh, yes. That is
Alright.
1 success with 1 6.
All right. So I'll say that both of you managed
Excellent.
to scream and whistle, and Bartholomew and Tiberius, you look up and see your 2 friends across the way waving their arms and kind of doing the whole thing, and since Kay, you had picked up on the midnight thing, but Tiberius had not. I will let Kay react.
I said, wait, I also did the thing.
The record
I said-
scratch.
Kay,
What?
yeah,
Yeah.
Kay did the record scratch. Kay did the record scratch.
Oh no, I thought Q did the record
All right.
scratch.
But no,
I did. I went
you
straight.
get a warning and you turn around just in time to see Sten with hatred in his eyes and a hammer in his hand come down at you hard.
I mean, not
So
sweet.
let us.
Scandal.
I'm just going to find. All right. So this is how this is going to proceed.
Okay.
No one knows what's going on. Not even me.
Imagine if it was Miss Martha though.
I know. That would have been. You wouldn't have seen it coming.
Coming at us with a thimble.
The queen pin.
I mean, I don't know.
Time.
She already murdered Nolan. So
Yeah.
Ooh,
Me normal.
yikes.
All right.
Yikes.
So, patrol captain, you will roll for your group's disposition. You will make a skill test. All right. You will basically, it is a fight, so you're rolling your fight. Okay. Every other character who is involved, which I'll say is all 3 of your friends, adds an extra dice if they don't have the fight skill, and 2 extra dice to that roll if they do have the fight skill. So everyone sound off how much fight, if you have fight skill or not.
I have 2.
Like fighter skill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Fire
have
skill?
one.
I have what? 4?
Sorry, I just need to know if you have it or not.
You go on.
I do.
Fire, yeah.
All right.
Fire
So
skill.
you get 4 plus 1 for Beth. So an extra 5 dice.
Oh shit. Okay.
You will
So,
roll all those dice. Every success you have is 1 disposition that you have.
Okay. Interesting.
I'm gonna use 1 persona as well, just to
Okay.
give myself 8 dice.
Wow.
Let's go.
Wowie.
Oh yikes! Just a 6 and
no.
a 5.
Oh,
Can I
oof.
use a fate point to re-roll something?
No, it's not
Through
how
the 6th, right?
fate points work, unfortunately.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay. Remembered. Okay, so just the 2, I guess.
Eek.
It's all right.
Eek.
Happens
Squeak.
in the best of worlds.
Squeak. Yeah.
Happens in the best of worlds. All right. So the way this will work is on the map. You have your characters, your character tokens. I will ask you in a moment. I will put Tiberius, although that's probably where Tiberius is going to end up. I will ask you
Correct.
in a moment to choose which action your character will take. You have 3 enemies. The central one is Sten. The other 2 are 2 of his goons who are coming in hot. So I'll put him like this. And I want you to choose which action you want to do between a maneuver, an attack, a feint, and a defend, and which of these will be your target. So drag your... you should do it all at the same time, but that's fine. So go ahead and when you're ready, drag your token over to the action you wish to take.
Where's my elm here? I'm going to attack.
Okay. And right, and he was attacking. So Sten will attack. One will attempt to maneuver, and another one will attack also. You get Captain. Okay. The Captain, you get to ask one of your buddies to change their actions if you wish. Not at the enemy's movements have been revealed. So you know that attacks can be met with attacks and defend, and a maneuver can only be met with, I don't remember. A maneuver can be met with
Played against feint
maneuvers
or another
versus
maneuver?
attack or defend.
Oh.
Attack or defend can work against a maneuver.
Oh.
I didn't realize I was muted for that. Okay, yeah, I think this is good. This is a good setup.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. So we will start and we will go by seniority, mouse in order of mouse seniority. Who is your action? Who was your action against Bartholomew?
I'm gonna go for Sten.
All right. You will attack Sten. Sten is attacking also, so we will do a roll against each other. So you roll your fight skill.
Got 1 success.
Okay. You got 1 success also.
Okay.
I don't really know what happens during a tie. What's the margin of success? It's the same. Polls roll most successes wins. I will say that you win. All right. So you cancel each other out. Basically, you both kind of attack at the same time. You move in, he moves in. You see him, and then you exchange kind of blows. But nothing comes of it. You sort of parry each other. Next in line is Nolan.
Yes. So Nolan is going to do a maneuver. And can I go against the not Sten, but the other one that's attacking?
Yeah, you can go against any.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go against the other attacker.
All right. So for maneuver, you use your nature, I believe. Yeah, use your nature for your maneuver, and he will use his fight.
Whew. Yes, 6 and a 5.
2 successes.
Nice.
So, all right. So your group will get 1 extra dice next turn as he 2 extra dice as he had no
Nice.
success. So you will have 2 extra dice next turn that you
Good.
can choose wherever they go. And then will
Yeah.
be Tiberius.
All right. Gonna defend against the maneuver.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can totally do that. So
Sweet.
you'll roll your defend.
All right.
With the
Defend
extra
is
die,
my
right?
fight still.
Yep.
Okay. Dope.
No, I'm sorry. It's your nature for defend.
What's my nature?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Plus
cool.
2 for
Then I
your
add one more.
shield.
Yep.
+1 from the.
No, the extra
we just
dice that you
happened,
got
right?
goes on your next round. You get the from the
Okay, yeah, not this round, the next
heard.
round.
Okay,
Got it. So
heard.
nature 1. So 1 more. It's 5 successes.
Wow.
5 successes. Well, you will absolutely love that
Whoa.
because 5 successes. I had none. That means you get to add 5 to your disposition.
Yo,
Excellent.
let's
Excellent,
go.
babes.
Let's go, babe.
So that move alone, so you come in and soup, and what you do is you come in and kind of separate one of them from the others as he's trying to come around, and you separate him so that he's not fighting
Yep.
with his, side by side with his buddies. So that gives
Just
you guys an advantage.
slide the shield off. Just turn. Nope.
We're noping this one. And finally, next one will be Raph.
Yes, Jojo is fighting. Brings out a little sling, and I guess is attacking the other goon since Sir Bart went for.
You can attack the same target. It's perfectly fine.
Stand.
He was doing a maneuver.
Yeah.
And did you get anything? Oh, sorry.
I don't know yet. That's a 5 and a 6. That's 2 successes.
That's very
Let's
nice.
go.
So you, in fact, now with 2 successes, managed to take out their 2 disposition. So your sling, as you come in, use your sling, shoot it out, knocks one of them right out. The other one, seeing his buddy down and seeing that now there's 4 of you and just 2 of them, turns around, starts running out of there, leaving just Sten behind, who, seeing your martial prowess, gets on his knees and puts his hands up and goes, I give up, please, I surrender.
What type of surrender? Unconditional?
Yes, whatever.
Perfect.
Great. All right. Start explaining, friend.
Damn it. Look, yeah, right. I'm the one who got the wax.
Uh-huh.
But I didn't do anything with it. I swear. I just gave it to her.
Her who?
Her name's Aklis.
Okay.
Thought you were gonna say Miss Martha. I'm not gonna lie.
Her name's Aklis.
Aklis.
Okay. When?
Aklis, more like it.
I
How
don't know,
long ago?
sometime last week. 10, 12 days ago. Look,
What was the wax for?
well, I didn't know what she was going to do with it.
Do you
No.
still not know?
Well, I gotta... No, I think I know what she did with it. Well, yeah, I know what she did with it. She wanted to get Minerva.
Huh.
So you're an accomplice.
I'm a follower. I'm a disciple. Midnight was
Of
right,
what?
you know. Midnight was right.
Oh.
The guard is corrupt. The guard keeps good mice down. And you are lucky. You are lucky that our first arising went awry. But our next one will strike true.
We'll get him next time.
Aklis already has.
Who?
You're Minerva,
Minerva.
right? That was Aklis's target.
Why did she go after Minerva? Does Aklis have something personal? Was it just like a strong figure to destabilize?
I don't know exactly what her deal is. All I know is Aklis was one of Midnight's prized disciple. And she's carrying on the fight now that Midnight is gone.
So you're following someone that you don't really know.
I wasn't following Aklis. The
You're
rest of
following-
us who really believed in what Midnight was trying to accomplish, we're still around.
Mm,
We know each other.
Right.
We're biding our time. We're waiting for the opportunity. Aklis was just someone who came in and needed some help, and because of how special she was to Midnight, I decided to give her a hand. If I'd have known what she was doing, well, I can't say that I would have stopped. Minerva's well, she's a symbol, isn't she, of exactly what the guard is. Cruel and exacting and dispassionate and just lording her power over the common mice.
She's more than that.
Is she?
Much
She's not,
more.
she's not lording over common mice.
Well, if she was, would anyone want to kill her?
I mean, yeah.
You
But
kill her because
Bart.
she's a. You kill her because she's a symbol of the strength and the power of the mouse guard.
Well, it's too bad. From what I hear, Atlas missed her shot. Minerva's still alive. But I've already sent word to her that Minerva was still alive and that her followers had returned to town. She'll be seeing you right soon.
Good. That means we can do a lot less milling about this town.
Atlas is special. If I was you, I'd sleep with one eye open. She will find you. She's like the night. She seeps in, steals away all the light.
All of you to assume I sleep.
Also, Minerva taught us how to sleep with one eye open.
Yeah, find comfort in your training. Find comfort in
I do.
what the mouse guard has taught you. We'll see how long that lasts. We failed the
And
first
you-
time, we're not going to fail the second time.
You are going to see how long you last in prison. Shall we? I'm going to lift him up. Just scruff him.
Yeah, you
And we're
throw him in prison
we're
if you
gonna-
like. You can beat me, you can even kill me, but
I'm not going
the
to beat
movement
you.
is more than just me.
I'm not gonna kill you.
I'm not going to beat you. I'm not going to kill you. You didn't do anything. You just attempted to. Poorly at that.
yeah, you lost again, yo. Kind of a loser on
Hmm.
multiple fronts. Sorry, guy.
Yeah.
We'll
So-
see once Atlas comes back for you.
Right. Yes. Put all your hopes in one Atlas-shaped basket. I'm sure that'll go well for you, like you did with Midnight.
Hmm.
And I'm just gonna take him to. We're gonna take him to go to jail.
Welcome.
Not a
Mhm.
problem. You will haul him and the other one that you knocked out with him over to
Mhm.
jail. And before we end here for tonight, what will you be doing after? You will bring them over, drop them in the jail cell, where they will be well cared for.
I had baked goods. I need to get those packed up. Hopefully the pie isn't cold.
The pie.
I'll say you have time also to run around and gather the rest of the things
Okay.
that
Right.
you needed
That was
for
gonna
the
be my
trip.
next question.
Yeah.
Jojo's taking a pie to go. Gonna sit with gonna sit with Minerva probably for the night, especially now that we know that Atlas is been alerted and is ootin' a boot. So
Boot in the boot. All right. Just before we head to bed, I want to just check in with Nolan and Bart. If Agnes has been informed, she'll likely be meeting us on the road. So we need to be vigilant. Yeah. Great.
I am sure this goes without saying. Ty, do you still use Ty sometimes?
Of course.
Okay. I just want to. I think it goes without saying that protecting JoJo is young.
Of course.
That.
Oh, yeah. We protect the young lady.
And Nolan, we'll definitely talk.
It's okay. we have a lot to do.
We have a lot to
We
do.
do. But, no, I'm going to say it. I don't give you shit because you're Minerva's favorite. I give you shit because I like you.
I mean, you could be direct about it. That would maybe be helpful.
Oh, which part?
Just being
Hey.
nice to me, maybe?
Hey, how about this? I like you. I beg for you regularly. What do you mean?
Yeah.
I should be more direct about it.
I guess you're right.
Yeah. Listen, I like to have fun and, just shoot the proverbial every now and then. And sometimes it's at a friend's expense. Like Bart.
Well, that I
Listen.
understand entirely. But...
For a mouse, he's very high strung.
I don't quite resent that. Whatever the step.
It's because you resemble that. You resemble that, yes.
Oh. it's all love.
And so you will retire for the night, but before you do, Jojo, when you return to Minerva's bedside, you walk into the room and you hear her gentle snoring, which sort of puts you at ease as you walk in, and you take a few steps inside the darkened room and you feel something crunch under your feet. And when you turn and get one of the lanterns and turn the light up a little bit to see a little bit better, you see the flower that you brought in earlier tonight has been completely ripped apart, and all the petals and the bullet are just littered all over the floor.
Excuse me?
And on that note, we will end here. Tonight's first session of Elegy, a mouse guard tale.
You know, likey.
Thank you so much, everyone. I hope you had a good time. Everyone okay? Everyone good?
Oh yeah. Having a great time.
That actually has Miss Martha all over it. Very lovely, lovely vibes right there. You know,
Miss Martha was behind it all along. You find
I
a
don't
thimble.
trust her.
You find a thimble on the floor next to.
I legitimately thought you were gonna say that.
A shoe and a little race car.
Oh no.
So she hasn't been blind this whole time. She's been faking it for everybody.
I actually misled you. The name of the game is not Elegy. It's A Thimble Full of Evil.
Oh wow! I could see why you would go with that one.
Yeah, I didn't want to give away the punch
on that. Yeah.
Thank you so much for hanging out. Thanks so much for playing this game. I would like to give you an opportunity to please go around table. Tell us who you are, what you got going on, what's happening, where can people find you. I do want to ask our friends to hang out with us a few minutes. We're going to reintroduce our players and we're going to raid some good friends of ours. So please go ahead and Beth, tell us everything and everything. Give us the 411, Beth.
Oh my goodness, I would love to. I'm Beth, and I played Nolan the mouse with just a lot of deep-seated emotional bullshit happening that's been sort of, brought out by this event. And you can find me on social media at Beth Masco. You can also find me very often over at the Wanderer's Haven channel. I'm part of the production team there, and we're doing some really cool stuff. I am in a really fun game that is coming up on Wednesday. It is Miko's Ystera homebrew D&D 5th edition world, coolest game. We've got our second to last episode this Wednesday, so check it out. And then coming up in just a little over a week, we have a Barbie themed one shot that I am very excited for. So you can check that out over on Wanderer's Haven as well. Bleak, thank you for this beautiful opportunity to play cute mice that also really kind of dig into their trauma a bit. So I'm gonna have some things to think about as I fall asleep tonight.
Well, yeah, I was part of it was giving you a chance to get into your characters a bit, because once you're on the road, you'll have nothing but the four of you
Oh yeah,
in your thoughts
great.
to contend with, and
Uh-huh.
perhaps Aklis. See what happens with that. Thanks so much,
Bring it
Beth.
on.
That Barbie thing
Yeah.
sounds absolutely horrendous. I look forward to it.
Can't wait.
Horrendous in the
Cannot
pinkest,
wait.
best way possible. I hear you got a special guest. Were you able to know
What? Who? Me?
the special guest for
I
your
mean,
Barbie
Kate.
game?
Yeah, Kay's the special guest for my.
Oh, is
Barbie
it
game.
Kay? Oh, okay, I thought it was
Yeah.
somebody else.
We got some fun people.
Yeah.
I'll send out some more good stuff. Yeah, it's
You
gonna
didn't
be a
get
good
Ryan
one.
Gosling, did you?
No, we tried really hard. He still has time,
Yeah,
so we can
he's
write
still-
him in.
Ryan
Nice.
Gosling, if you're watching,
Yeah.
hit up my friend Beth. It's gonna be awesome. Speaking of awesome, Kay, what's up, Kay?
Hi. I am excited to be here. I've been having a lot of fun, and it's been intense in the best way. Sometimes, some like my favorite games that I've played are. So I'm Kay, or Caden Cosmos. You can find me pretty much anywhere. I do a lot of art stuff. For games and stuff coming up, I have La Not Eterna games coming up on Friday. Again, we're mouse guarding again next week.
Yep.
And then Tuesday, I'm in the Barbie game. I'm going to be playing Big Debbie, who is a dwarf, but a very butchy dwarf too. So it's going to be very fun.
Immediately
I
incredible.
love that so much.
Fully on board. 1000%
Nice.
on board.
You're gonna kill it. Thanks so much, Kay. Super appreciate it. Yeah, I look forward to La Notte Eterna.
Yeah.
Who? Q, you're next. Q, what's up? Sorry, I was
me.
like, hey, who's
Hello.
next? And then I'm like, oh yeah, Q.
Hi.
Hey, what's up?
Thank you. Hi, I'm Q. You can find me on most social media platforms at Midnight Inc. That is Midnight_INQ. Q is my name. I'm sure you get it. I have a busy week this week. Pretty excited about it. Tomorrow you can find me at Live from the Apocalypse. We are playing Cold Iron, where we are a bunch of changelings in a alternate reality Soviet Russia. I know it sounds weird. It's dope as hell. I'm very excited. Wednesday, I'm not doing anything but go see Live from the Apocalypse for Table 2 of Shadow and the Stacks. I was in the fuck around table, and now we're in the find out era for Table 2. So definitely go and see that.
Nice.
And then I am there again on Thursday for Redacted with Wrath. Yeah. And then Friday on Tales from the Table Studios, we're going to be having a little Friday night magic. So if you have any friends that like Magic the Gathering specifically, and Commander is the format, come and check it out. We're just trying to have a little bit of fun and, throw some cardboard around with friends.
Magic the night away.
Yes, sir.
Back in the original days of Magic the Gathering, I used to play a lot, and one of the things I loved most was late night playing with just a couple of friends and, having a little drink and sitting out some moonlight and just playing. And we were so hardcore, we'd do it while listening to Lorena McKinnon.
Ooh.
You haven't
Easy there,
lived
killer.
until. Raph, please tell us a little bit what's going on.
Yes, I'm Raph. I played Lil Jojo tonight. Innocent child, sweet baby. Tomorrow I will be over at Live from the Apocalypse. Actually, I think all of the rest of my games are in Live from the Apocalypse. Also in Cold Iron, I will also be playing. It's Changeling the Lost game. Like you said, alternate universe, 1950s Soviet Russia. It's a horror game. There's murder. It's gonna be wild. And then on Thursday, also with you, we'll be playing Redacted, which is our friend JD's homebrew. A psychological horror game. You're starting to see a theme here.
Right. Powered by the apocalypse setting.
Powered by the apocalypse. It's amazing. We are like reverting to other past lives. It's wild. Anyway, and then next week back here for Mouse Guard, and then on Tuesday next week I will be again back at Life of the Apocalypse for our D&D 5e homebrew game class reunion, which is basically about some high school students from Ohio that get stuck in a magical world, isekai style, and 10 years have gone by and we're still there. And we're trying to figure out some trauma and some good times.
So much trauma in these games.
Yeah, lots of fun. It's different, you gotta spice the trauma up a little bit. Totally. A little bit of horror, a little bit of a little bit of this, a little bit of that. There's some delicious emotions in there. Nice. I think that's it. Yeah.
Cool.
That's me.
Thank you so much, all of you. You were all fantastic tonight. I look forward to next Monday where I get to turn the screws a little bit. We're just kind of setting the table here tonight. I am the Bleakseason. You can find me here tomorrow playing World of Greyhawk, Uncle Dave's ongoing campaign, and then next Thursday continuing my not here on Guild Superior rather, and on Thursday continuing my Thursday night Guild Superior game of Shadowrun, and after that on Friday starting La Notte Eterna on their Twitch channel, a 5 game, I think it's 4 now, 4 game arc. Or continuing rather, because we started last week. Anyways, so many games, so little time. But thank you for taking the time to come in, stopping in. Thank you to Vamp for the bits. Thanks for everyone who came in. And I look forward to next week. We're going to raid some friends of ours, Level 1 Geek. Give them a little bit of love when we pop into their channel. And hopefully we'll see you all next week right here for some more Mouse Guard Tale. Thank you to my players. Thank you to everyone. Catch you next week.